Hi everyone, my name is Alicia and I'm a lawyer in the immigration department here in Barcelos, and I'll be the one doing this webinar today. And as you know, we're gonna talk about the golden visa permit in Spain. Well, and to begin, the way we're gonna do it will be, I will explain all the process, the documents, and after that, and I will reply some of your questions, okay? Okay, and I don't know if we wait for another 5 minutes or we begin already. Okay, we begin then. And well, the golden visa. First of all, it's for who? Well, the purpose for this visa is investment in Spain. Therefore, who it's intended for? For people that is willing to invest in Spain. Expats who will do this investment. Which type of investments? Well, there are 4 types of investments. The main one, it's investment in real estate. But obviously, there are some specifications in this type of investment. It has to be minimum of $500,000. I'm sorry, I didn't mention this. We are having trouble to upload the PowerPoint presentation. That's why you are not looking at it right now, but we're working for you to be able to see it. But I needed to begin already. So once we solve the problem, you will probably see the PowerPoint also. And also, if you feel I'm speaking too fast, please let me know through the chat and I will slow down. Okay, for who? We were speaking about for who. It's for experts that will do investment in Spain. Which type of investments? There are 4 types of investments. And okay, now, perfect. Perfect. It's okay. Thank you. Thank you. A ver, hola, no puedo oírlo. Well, just a minute. The micro here, it says it's on and it's well. So Juliana, I'm sorry, it's probably a problem with your audio. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. For expat who does an investment, 4 types of investments. The first one and the main one, it's real estate. It's to buy a property, which the value of the property, it has to be of a minimum 500,000 euros. And by this, I mean literally the value of the property cannot be less. So it could be 500 plus, but not less. Anyway, the investment can be done in the real estate, for example, 3 different properties that at the end it sum up 500 or more. It does. I mean, it's not a requirement that it has to be an investment only on one property. It can be more than one, 3 different properties. For example, 2 apartments, 1 parking. But they have to all together worth of a minimum of 500. That would be the real estate property option. After that, there is another option, which is a deposit of 1 million euros. 1 million euros in a Spanish bank account. Another one, it's also having 1 million investment in shares in a Spanish company. And the other one, it's 2 million, sorry. Other one, it would be 2 million investment in Spanish debt, public debt, which will be bonds, for example. And so I do see your questions on my screen. Anyway, as I mentioned before, we will just talk about the process and requirements and so, and after that, I will answer one of them. some of them, okay? Thank you. So, okay, for who? For people that want to invest in Spain within the following options I had mentioned before. Buy a property of 500,000 euros or plus, buying shares in a Spanish company for the amount of 1 million minimum, or a bank deposit of 1 million, or buying bonds of Spanish debt for the amount of 2 million euros, or investment in a business project that will be developed in Spain, and the investment have to be of 500,000 euros also or more. But for this type of investment, it's actually a more complicated process, because the company where the investment is going to be done, or even for the investment process itself, we need approval from the Ministry of Economy. So in case you would like to move forward with this type of investment, please contact us, because there is more information and process in between. Okay, so we did see for who. After that, the main advantages of this visa is that it's a fast-track type of visa. This means this type of visa is regulated under a special law that comes after the crisis, the last crisis, economic crisis, and it's a law from 2013. And the purpose of this law was to attract entrepreneurship and investment in Spain, and mostly also in the real estate sector. Since after the crisis, it felt, but it felt badly. So that's why they try. I mean, in order to attain investors, they developed this law, and this particular process within this law to attract investors in the real estate sector. So the main advantage is a simple application. Simple application in the meaning that it's quite fast. You have a resolution about this approval within 20 days, because as I mentioned, it's within a specific law that has this specific administrative office that took care of it. So it's not before the immigration offices in Spain, it's before someone else. It's before the UGE, which is another administrative organization that take care of this type of permissions. Then another advantage is it's one of the only permits that are granted from the beginning for a 2-year period. So you will be granted this visa for 2 years, and when you are going to get a renewal, you will get a renewal already for another 5 years. So that is very positive, and to bear in mind that it's a permit that allows you, you don't have to be in Spain, living in Spain while you have the permit. It's a permit that allows you to live somewhere else and be somewhere else while you already had a residency here in Spain. So that's quite positive. And also the fact that it is a residency, but since if you have had a residency in Spain for more than 6 months, you became like a fiscal resident also. So this is quite interesting, because you do have a residency in Spain, but since you don't have to be here for a specific amount of time, you can be living somewhere else, you don't become a fiscal resident yet if you have been out for more than 6 months. And also that you have the chance of bringing your family with you. You buy the property, you do the first step, for example, and it's a visa or an investment that allows you to bring all your family with you, along with this investment situation. This means, I mean, your spouse, and if you had kids and they are upper 18, we need to be sure that they are single and, I mean, wait a minute, and not working, and but they can all come together. Okay, let me move to the next page. And well, how can I get the golden visa? How to get the golden visa? Well, it's pretty much about the application process also, and like I mentioned before, and you can do one of the 4 type of investments that will allow you to obtain the visa. So it's like buying the property, buying shares or buying deposit for 1 million, buy public debt. These will be bonds of Spanish public debt, or investing in a business project. And how can I get the golden visa? Let's move on, if I can. Yes, to documents and requirements. Okay, first of all, if we are gonna, for example, speak about the main type of investment in order to get the visa, which is the property, and first of all, we have to do the property process first. And so it's the investment. In order to do the investment, there are other requirements we will talk later. But besides the investment, the requirements to obtain this investor visa, it's be a non-European citizen. It's very important. Be older than 18 years. Lack criminal records, because one of the requirements is to submit the criminal records of your country of origin, or the one that you have been the past 5 years. And having a Spanish private health insurance, and being able to prove financial means. I mean, demonstrate that you have sufficient financial means. And for this purpose, they require for you to have a bank account. For example, for a husband and its spouse will be 30,000 for the main applicant, and another 10,000 for each family member. So this is how they require us to prove financial means, besides the fact that the investment in Spain has been done. So requirements in general: be a non-European citizen, being of legal age, plus 18 years in Spain, lack of criminal records, private health insurance in Spain, sufficient financial means, which we will prove by bank accounts, as I told you, with a minimum amount available of 30,000 plus 10,000 for each family member, and the investment in Spain. Okay, moving forward. Okay, a minute. So, for example, if we are in the buying property option in Spain as an expert, well, for example, if we are going to move forward, if we are going to move forward with the property, we're buying the property option here in Spain. First of all, be aware that you have to be super careful and try not to trust anyone, and try to get advice. And we mentioned this for the following purpose. And property can come along with a lot of problem if it's a proper due diligence is not done before. So, for example, if you do find a property here in Spain and you would like to move forward with that option, we would really like for you to put in contact with us, because there are some steps we go through in order uh, to finish the purchase option. First of all, we verify which is the situation of the property, which is very important. We apply for a very fast track type of certificate, which will let us know if the property is not under any mortgage situation, inheritance situation, or resolution that have children in the property that you cannot take them out from there, or it is within a divorce trial. I mean, we can know all that information beforehand, before moving forward with the next step of the property or buying the property. So it's really very important and to be properly advised before moving forward with buying. Okay, said that. First step, I mean, they will tell you, okay, if you want to go forward with buying, you have to make a 1% reservation payment, and so. Okay, you can do this reservation payment, although it won't be binding. It doesn't mean they won't end up selling the house to someone else. So in order for you for you also to be obliged to continue with the purchase option and then to be obliged to sell to you the house, and another step of the process of buying property here in Spain is like to sign the arras agreement. This is a pre-contract before purchasing the house, where both of you, the owner, the previous owner, and you compromise yourself to buy the house in a specific date, about a specific amount, and so. And if the buying doesn't take place, for example, because they decided to sell the house to someone else, they will have, and these are as contract also, and you have to make a deposit of 10,000% of the property value. So in case they decide to sell to someone else, they will have to give you back 20%, like the double of what you have deposited within the arras contract. And if you do not proceed with the buying, with the purchase, they will keep the 10%. But it's the only document that will actually guarantee the purchasing option you were dealing at first. The only reservation of it doesn't. So we recommend to do the arras pre-contract also as a step. Okay, after this. After this, after the arras, and when the purchase is gonna be done, it has to be done within a notary and to sign before a notary. And there are other steps. For example, the applicant will request an IE, and what the deed of the buying process, it has to be registered. And so once you have signed the property deed, there is this process that takes up to 1 month, 1 month and a half, that it will begin the registration process, and they will tell us there is this taxes about the property that you will have to pay. And so this could take about a month. And after that, it's that when we finally get the property deed on your behalf, when the taxes were paid, when all the formal procedures of the buying have taken place, which is the signing before the notary, and that everything is perfect about the property and the administrative documents in between, and we will finally have the registration of the property on your behalf. Once we have this, it's when we are ready to move forward with the application of the Golden Visa. Also, it's good to mention that proper due diligence have to be done before buying any property. For example, we also can put you in contact with architects that can visit the place and give you an inform about which is the actual state of the property before moving forward with it. Because some of the buildings can be old buildings and haven't been through modifications which could have damaged their structure and so. And so we highly recommend to do a proper due diligence before moving forward, because this definitely comes or arise after, and it becomes a problem. So if you do if you do find a property you would like to move forward with it, we can assist you properly through the whole process. Okay. Well, after this, if the investment we are going to do is it's also connected to the Golden Visa project, to the Golden Visa applying, we have this package actually where it's the Golden Visa package. We assist you with the whole buying and purchasing process, and after that assist you also with the application. So it's pretty positive, and we can advise you through the whole process. For example, there is also a period of time. Be aware that you can also take finance to be able to move with the purchase of the property. But be aware that even though you do mortgage and you get finance, the amount of the amount of the property paid in cash at the it have to be at least 500,000. I mean, you can buy a property of 700, but you will have to already pay 500 and do finance for the other 300, not finance 400 and pay for 300. No, you have to pay in total the 500, and after that you can finance the difference. But an investment of 500 in the property have to be done. And also be aware that you have to pay taxes and notary fees. So if we do the math, and we're speaking about a property of 500,000, bear in mind that you will probably end up spending 580, 600, okay? Because among the tax and the notary fees and so, it can get up to 600. Okay, so once we have done all the property buying process, we move forward to the Golden Visa application. How do we do that? Well, once the registration of buying, of the purchasing has been done in the public registry, we will request for a document which is called Certificado de Dominios y Cargas, which states who is the owner at the time of requesting this document of the property. So this is the main document, this administrative office that grants the visa request. So we have to do the purchasing after that, which is gonna be 1 or 2 months. I mean, everything depends on the state of the property. If it has not any gravámenes, I mean, mortgage or so on it, or debts, and if the purchase will need finance, and in case it would need finance, we can also help you. We work very well with banks as Banco Santander or Sabadell. We will be happy to put you in contact with them. And okay, we were in another point already. So, and to apply would be The applicant has to be in Spain for the moment we are going to apply for it. Even though all this process we are doing online nowadays, and a stamp in the passport that the investor, the applicant, and it's in Spain, it's a prerequisite. So the applicant has to be in Spain, and we will submit the public deed of the property you have bought and a certificate that states that you are the current owner of the property, which is the certificate I mentioned before. Criminal records of the applicant, Spanish health insurance, Spanish private health insurance, the financial means documents we will have to submit, which will be bank certificates stating that the main applicant has like 30,000 euros in his bank account, and another plus 10,000 euros per each family member. And besides that, well, nothing else, because we will already have the property information. An authorization you will have to sign on behalf of the lawyer that will be in charge to submit your application. But that will be pretty much it. So let me check. To move forward with the renewal, I'm sorry, to move forward with the renewal, for example, how to renew your visa? Well, the renewal, as I previously said, you can get the renewal for a period of 5 years, and to move forward with the renewal will be pretty much the same documents we submit for the initial permit, and you have to continue with the investment. If your investment was, for example, buying the property, the public deed, and the certificate of ownership, which I mentioned before, that says that you're still the owner of the property at the time of applying for the renewal. Your criminal records, we still have to prove the financial means, and criminal records, well, if the person that is going to renew the visa has been outside of Spain or has been in Spain less than 200 days. So that will be the time, that will be the case if we need to present the criminal records. If the person have already been here in Spain for more of this period of time, criminal records are not needed. So certificate of ownership, the Spanish private health insurance, the bank certificate, the previous residency card, complete copy of your passport, and well, that will be pretty much it for the renewal also. Okay, so I'm sorry if I have been too fast through it. And so now let me move to the questions. Oh, well, before move forward to the questions, you can, please do not hesitate. Through all this process, of course, we managed to get along a few times, so we really try to make it as enjoyable as possible, to make for you the simple as possible the process can be. And of course, our main purpose is to make it happen. We mean like for you to finally get your visa without any problems in between, and to make it the easier as it can be for you. And also, I would like to, before continue with the questions, and in case someone has to leave, please do not hesitate to contact us. You can find us online in many platforms. You can find us on YouTube. You can contact us through Instagram. There is our WhatsApp number here below, which is the 683-180-374, of course, plus 34, which is Spain code. You can call us. You can send us an email at info@valsonsgroup.com. Please, in case you want to go further, further than the information that you have received yet, do not hesitate to contact us. We will really happy to help you. Now, let me move forward with the questions. Can I apply for this investment visa prior to the purchase of the house, for example, with the intention? No, you cannot. You cannot apply. First step for in order to move forward with the visa, Julian, is the investment, because the main purpose of this particular law that allows you or grants this visa, it's the investment and the entrepreneur thing. Attracting investment in Spain. So the first step and the main prerequisite is the investment. So unfortunately, no, you cannot apply for the visa with only a letter of intention of buying. It has to be the proper public deed of the property plus this registration certificate I mentioned, which states from the public registry of property, which states your name on it as the owner. Benefits of this visa. Well, benefits of this visa, well, Spain is a very nice country. Having a property in Spain, I would love that option, definitely. So I already find that as a benefit. But benefit of it, mainly about the visa is that it's a fast type of visa, which you can have a resolution about if it has been granted within 20 days. It's a visa that grants you residency in Spain, but doesn't oblige you to stay in Spain. You can live someone else and also have the visa. So that is very positive. Most of the other residency types also, they oblige you to stay in Spain, and after, for example, you spend more than 6 months time residency in Spain, you get obligations. So, for example, declare before the taxes, offices, and so. This is quite interesting about the visa, the fact that you really got residency, and a residency category, and you can live somewhere else. And also the fact that the visa is granted already for 2 years and the renewal for another 5. And after that period of time, if you're interested, you can already apply for a long-term residency in Spain, which is quite positive also. Healthcare benefits, well, no. Yes, if you already have a property, you pay over 500, you can use this to apply as long as we can manage. We would first request this certification of ownership I spoke before, and if the property is under your name and has, it's clean 500 of the value of the property and it's not subjected to any mortgage or so, and we can apply for it with it. For the investment base, well, DJ have a question, which is for the investment visa, the 30,000 euros in a bank account, could it also be in the form of an investment account held with bank, mutual funds, stocks, etc.? Well, it would be better if it's not subjected to investment products, since they are volatile. Today they can worth many, but tomorrow, I mean, they can worth nothing. So if the 30,000 euros in the bank account can be a normal bank account, the better. When in the application process do we need to be in Spain? Where? David Bales, I think you're trying already. You have to be in Spain. For the moment, we are going to apply for the visa. Because one of the requisites is the applicant have to be in Spain to apply for the visa. So, for instance, you travel to Spain, you get stamp on your passport that you have entered Spain, and once we have the stamp of your passport, we will proceed with submitting the application. Thank you, Martin. And thank you, Martin. And about fees and so, we would really appreciate if you can send us an email, and so we can answer to all of you about the fees properly with a quotation and so. No. Good question, Simone. And do you need to transfer the 500 euro in one payment? It has to be in one payment. And it can be like a contract with a period of time finance, because they need to check the 500,000 investment thing have been done. I mean, that you have made the 500 euros investment in total. Shan Essex. I can live in Spain without buying a property. You have that option if you are going to move forward with the other three types of investment I've mentioned before, which is like 1 million in a bank account, or 1 million in shares of a Spanish company, or 2 millions in Spanish public debt, which are bonds, or a minimum of 500 investments in a Spanish business, but as I mentioned at the beginning, that's more complicated, so it have to be taken care of, like case. I mean, to look properly in the case. Okay, well, we have run out of time. I'm very thankful for all of you that have been here listening to me today, and I hope this will be helpful for you all. And please contact us if you have any further questions. My name is Alicia, and it's been a real pleasure. Thank you very much.